Hello everyone, and welcome to my new setup for our videos moving forward. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded everything, and I thank you for your prayers from when I had coronavirus and for my recovery period as well. So it's taken quite a while for me to get back into a rhythm and a routine, especially when it comes to making, filming, and editing these videos. With that being said, I wanted to approach this topic again, approach this project again, and spend some time with you today. Behind the scenes, I've also been working from moving my home office, which you saw before, to the parish office here, where I've made a sort of makeshift studio, if you will, actually working with lighting and sound and video to try to make these videos as best as I can possibly make them. Without further ado then, I look forward to getting into this first topic back with you in this new year. I thought that for our first video coming back after this break, and a perfect topic for this time of year would be prayer. As of this filming, it's only a few days away from Ash Wednesday, and prayer, fasting, and almsgiving are all parts of what make our Lenten season special, meaning that Catholics engage in these three actions to help deepen their faith during this year. At a later time, I hope to make a video on both fasting and almsgiving, or if you need another word for it, doing generous works for other people, especially the needy and the poor, are all ways of us deepening our love for one another, deepening our love for God. I'd like to focus on prayer for this video today, however, and I have some of the direct questions from some of our kids that I'll read to you and show on the screen as well. In relation to prayer, one asked, what are some easy things to do to make God happy? That was from one of our fourth graders. Another is, what can I do other than just praying to keep me close to God? From one of our seventh graders. And another from our seventh grader is there any other way I can get closer to God besides going to church on Sunday? Let's take a look at these questions now. I think the beginning of this, which not only answers things we can do to make God happy and what can I do beyond just praying to keep me close to God, is also a part of how I'd answer that third question. Are there other ways I can get closer to God besides going to church on Sunday? I think the easiest way to address those questions is to first say that the Eucharist is central in so many ways to who we are as Catholics. When we talk about making God happy and being close to God, most of all, I think of the scripture, especially St. John in the New Testament, where he writes, if we love him, we will do what he has commanded us. And what has God commanded us to do? Most of all, he has commanded us to love him and love one another. But also at the Last Supper, he commanded us to do this, that is, the celebration of the Eucharist, in memory of me. And so with questions like, is there any other way I can get closer to God besides going to church every Sunday? The answer is always going to be in addition to going to Mass on Sunday and never instead of. In my view, there is no possible way of eliminating going to Mass and getting closer to God, because the Mass is not just an obligation where we sit in a chair. It's a place where we come to pray. It's a place where we come to worship God. To answer the question more directly of what things can I do to make God happy, and also what are some things I can do besides going to church on Sunday to come closer to God, I think that prayer is one of the easiest answers. Prayer only requires us. We only need ourselves to pray. Only ourselves and the time we're willing to give to it as well. When we talk about being generous in our faith, it's true that some people have a lot of money and some people only have a little bit of money. Some people have a lot of things, and some people only have a few things. But the one thing that all of us have equally, whether we're rich or poor, young or old, is the time that we're living in right now, right this second. We all have time, and we can all choose what to do with our time as well. One of the ways that we can make God happy is the time that we give to Him in prayer, the time to be with Him, the time to speak with Him as well. So what are some of the ways then that we can pray? A lot of the ways that you've learned in school so far are oftentimes based on teaching you prayers. When you're younger, we've taught you the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the Glory Be, the Act of Contrition, and there are lots of other prayers. So let me make some other suggestions to you, and what I'll do is that I'll put them up on the screen so that you can use them and give them a try. Most of all, the only way to grow in different ways of prayer is to give it a try. So, some of these different ways of praying are through Scripture, through silence, through more established prayers, such as devotionals and the Rosary and the Divine Mercy. And another way of praying is through speaking and conversation. So what I mean by that is praying through our normal voice, the voice that's normal and natural to us. I wanted to leave this video a little bit shorter today because I plan on making more videos to help us during Lent, such as something about fasting and almsgiving, but also getting back to your questions as well. So I thank you for your patience with that. One of the things that you see on the screen right now is something that I like to do personally. When I was a seminarian studying to be a priest, I wanted to learn more about the Bible and more about prayers. And I was never very good at memorizing things. So one of the ways that I found was helpful for me was to write them out. So even if you've practiced ever writing the Our Father, for example, the Hail Mary, the Glory Be, having that muscle memory of writing things by hand can actually be very useful. One of the things you see me writing on the screen right here is Psalm 95. And Psalm 95 is one of the prayers that the church prays every single morning. So I try as much as possible the moment I wake up, literally the moment I open my eyes and put my feet on the ground, I try to begin my day by praying this prayer. You may find another psalm or another prayer that's useful to you, but I think being able to memorize Scripture and use that as part of our prayer is a great thing. It's my preference, it's what I like to do, so you don't have to do it necessarily. But you may find yourself liking to do something like that instead of having to be original all the time to do a prayer like this. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.